Hello everyone, this is process engineering guy. Now most chemical engineers are comfortable talking about pressure design, but vacuum design is something we usually don't think about until a problem happens. Many vessels that are perfectly safe in pressure have actually collapsed because of the vacuum. In this video, I'll explain what full vacuum and half vacuum really mean and when we should specify them as design conditions and what actually changes in vessel design because of vacuum. In a very practical way, I'll be explaining this. Now, what is vacuum design? Vacuum design means the pressure inside a vessel becomes lower than the atmospheric pressure outside. When this happens, the atmosphere pushes inward on the vessel. This matters because vessels are strong against internal pressure but relatively weak against external pressure. Full vacuum means we assume the vessel can be completely evacuated with zero pressure inside. Half vacuum means only partial vacuum, where the internal pressure drops to about half of atmospheric pressure. The key engineering question is not which value sounds comfortable, but whether full vacuum can physically occur in real operation. When do we specify full vacuum? We specify full vacuum whenever full vacuum is physically possible, even if it is not a normal operating case. If a hot vessel is isolated and allowed to cool, vapors inside can condense and cause a rapid pressure drop. Steam out followed by cooling or washing is another very common scenario that can generate near full vacuum within seconds. If a vessel is connected to a vacuum system such as an ejector or a vacuum pump, full vacuum is always a credible case. Even if vacuum relief devices exist, they can fail or be isolated, so design should not rely only on protection. Now, what changes in vessel design for vacuum as opposed to when a vessel is designed for pressure? When vacuum is specified, vessel design philosophy changes completely. Instead of strength, the governing failure mode becomes buckling and instability. To resist external pressure, shell thickness and head thickness often increases. In many cases, stiffening rings are required. Stiffening rings are circular rings welded around the vessel cells. They reduce the unsupported shell length and increase stiffness, which helps prevent buckling under external pressure. This is why vacuum rated vessels are heavier and more expensive, especially when full vacuum is specified. When is half vacuum acceptable? Half vacuum is acceptable only when full vacuum is not physically possible. This means the equipment is always open to atmosphere, cannot be isolated, has no condensation scenario, and is not connected to any vacuum source. In such cases, the justification must be clear and documented. Half vacuum should never be specified just because it was used in earlier projects. Pressure design is about strength, but vacuum design is about stability, and vacuum failures usually happen suddenly without warning, which is why this design decision is so important. Thank you.